Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll discuss about perspective in human resource management. This is the first unit in human resource management. So we'll discuss about this in this video. What is the meaning of human resource management and what are the nature and characteristics of HRM. All those things we'll discuss in this video. Before that, if you're watching this video for the first time, do subscribe my channel for more related videos. So let's go on to this video. The meaning and definition of human resource management. Organizations are made up of people and functions through people. Without people, organizations cannot exist. Among the various factors of production like money, material, men and machines in an organization, human resources is considered to be the most important factor. This is because the efficient use of other physical resources like land and capital is dependent on how the human factor is used on various operations, except when all other resources depreciate with time. Man is the more important and most valuable resource which appreciates with time if a right environment is given to him and hence termed as human resource. Hence, the human resource consists of those groups of people who are already ready to provide their services for the benefit of their organization. So, we'll discuss about the nature and characteristics of HRM. The HRM characteristics are universal in nature, that is, it practices prevalent in each and every organization, whether it is public or private, government or non-government, educational or corporate. For example, in almost every area, its existence is not only limited to the person functions, rather it is pervasive at all the functional areas like marketing, finance, production, etc. Next, action oriented. The HRM is action oriented. It focuses on action rather than keeping records, written procedures or rules. The issues of employees at the workplace are resolved with the help of rational policies. Next, focused on people dimension. It is basically focused on developing people at work both at individual and group level. It seeks to correlate the capabilities to employees with the requirement of the job. It constantly tries to motivate people for better performance and higher productivity. Next, growth oriented. The main concern of HRM is to develop the capabilities of the employees and maintain the reward system according to their expectations. The reward system should constantly motivate the employees to achieve the standard performance. Training is also offered to employees so as to discover and develop their potential. Job rotation is also used to analyze to overall performance of the employee. Next, cordial integration. The function of developing and restructuring harmonious relations among human resources in the organization is performed by HRM. It coordinates and controls the human resources in the organization in such a manner so as to obtain maximum results. Next, challenging function. People are complex and dynamic in nature, hence management of human resource in the organization depends very close supervision of the employees. It is very critical task to control and coordinate employees because of the human factor. HR manager needs to be very careful while controlling and dealing with them without hurting their sentiments. So next, supplementary service. It also plays a supportive role by assisting and advising operational and functional managers. As specialist advisors, they supervise and guide other managers to achieve their personal task in a more effective manner. Next is multidisciplinary function. HRM is crucial to an organization and is the constitution of its concept. It derives ideas, concepts, practices, and principles from various of disciplines such as sociology, anthropology, economics, psychology. Understanding of these disciplines is essential because like these disciplines also relates and deals with human beings. The final one is ongoing process. The function of HRM cannot be restricted to a particular time and date. It is present in every department. So it is a continuous in nature and is practiced very second, hour, day and year in the organization. Next we'll see the scope of the human resource management. HRM is a very wide application, so it encompasses all the areas during the service of an employee, starting from the time he enters until he quits. The scope of HRM includes procurement, training and development, job analysis and job description, compensation or rewards, employee records, welfare, industrial relations. And the next slide will discuss about the evaluation of HRM. First, Industrial Revolution. During this phase, mechanization and technological advancement took place at a rapid speed. At the time, jobs were divided and workers had to do only a small part of their job rather than the entire portion. So, specialization increased workers' speed and efficiency, but at the same time, jobs became more tedious. The treatment which was given to the workers was similar to glorified machine tools. Employees' concern was only to fulfill the targets of production, not with fulfilling the demands of the workers. Government was not at all active to work for the welfare of the workers. Next, scientific management. It is the F.W. Taylor advocated the concept of scientific management in order to increase the efficiency of the workers. Scientific management is a methodological analysis which involves breaking of tasks into many small parts and recognize them to get a perfect combination. Next, trade unionism. It is a group or an organization of workers formed to achieve common goals. Workers became aware of their rights and they collectively started protesting against the exploitation by employers. Next, human relations movement. So, Elton Mayo, along with his colleagues from Harvard, conducted Hawthorne experiment. The experiment showed that job design and rewarding were not the only factors which affect productivity of employees, but there are some social and psychological factors to which can also influence employees' productivity. Next, human resource approach. In early 60s, the pet milk theory of human religionists had been discarded largely. According to pet milk theory, happy workers or productive workers or happy cows give more milk. Every worker is different from the other worker and has different personal needs. The factor which motivate one individual may not stimulate the other. Happiness and good feeling may influence efficiency of the employees to a very small extent. Gradually, the practice of considering employees as assets become prominent. The next video will discuss the importance as well as the objectives of HRM and what are the functions of human resource management in detail. So, stay tuned.